I want to talk with you about 3 foundations of wealth today. How is it that you can create more wealth in your life, that you can become rich later on down the road, that you can create a fortune for yourself, even if you're an employee, even if you're a struggling small business owner or entrepreneur? How do you get out of the position that you're currently in, where you may be struggling financially or you're just starting to do well financially, but how do you set yourself on the right path so that you can become wealthy down the road? The foundations of wealth are so important to understand. The 3 of them that I'm going to talk with you about today are paying yourself first, about what to do with $1, and then how it is that you create more income in your life. So number 1, paying yourself first. It is the number 1 rule that every entrepreneur needs to understand, but not only every entrepreneur, every person in the world should understand this concept. We get paid a certain amount of money, and what we typically do as a business owner is reinvest that money back into our business, and we never see a dime of it. We pay our rent, we pay our bills, we pay all of our obligations and debts off, but we don't save anything. And what we do is we take the rest of the money that's left over and put it right back into our business, hoping that it'll grow, that someday we'll be making so much money that it's going to be so extravagantly greater than our debts and our rents and our needs that we'll be able to make something from it. Does that sound familiar? Well, if you're a business owner, I'm sure that it does. Now, as an employee, you get a paycheck every 2 weeks, and what do? You take it and you pay your rent, you pay your food bills, you pay your gas, you do the things that you need to do, you pay off your obligations, and then you maybe spend the rest of it, and you don't really save that much for yourself. So what does paying yourself first actually mean, and how do we employ that in our lives? That is such an important concept for you to understand. Once I understood it and actually started doing it in my life and in my business, it changed everything for me. And yet I can't tell you how many years I heard that concept for before I actually did anything about it. I heard people say pay yourself first, and I always told myself, I can't do that. There's not enough money coming in for me to pay myself, and so I'll just continue to invest all my money back in my business and grow it, because that's going to be a greater payoff in the future. That is such a lie, and I want to show you why. First and foremost, I'm going to talk with you about being a small business owner, but if you're an employee watching this, the concept is the exact same. You get paid every 2 weeks, take a portion of what you get paid and pay yourself with it. But as an entrepreneur, we don't know how to do this because it's not a consistent paycheck, and so we think, how do I pay myself out of something that's unpredictable and that's not consistent? Well, here's what you do is every dollar of profit that comes in, you need to break it down into percentages on how you distribute it, right? So one of those percentages should be paying yourself. Now, if you're making good money, it should probably be somewhere around 10% to start with, and then you increase that every year. Every couple of months, you should bump that percentage up by a little bit. But if you're struggling and you're really financially hard up and you feel like you don't even have enough money to pay your bills every month, you still need to pay yourself. You need to pay yourself first before you pay your rent, before you pay your bills, before you do anything, because we always tend to find money to cover our obligations, but we never find money to pay ourselves. So you need to make yourself your first obligation. Well, actually, I would say that make God your first obligation and give charity, give back to Him, tithe. That's my personal philosophy on that, and I would highly encourage you to do that, because we get what we give, right? We receive what we give. But make yourself an obligation. Pay yourself first, because if you don't pay yourself, you're never going to have money left over to pay yourself. So start with a percentage, whether it be 1% or 5% or 10%, or if you're doing really well, 12, 13, 14, 15%, but start somewhere. The idea is to not overwhelm yourself first. So start small. If you feel like there's nothing left over, start at 1%. with a goal to maybe improve that by 1 percentage point every 3 to 6 months, right? And just consistently bump it up. And I guarantee you won't miss that money. So every dollar of profit that comes in, whether it's $1 or 10 or 100 or 1,000 or $10,000, every time you receive money that's profit, you determine the profit of that money that you receive, and then you say, out of that, this percentage goes to me. It's not for paying my bills, it's not for paying my utilities, it's not for gas, it's not for food, it's not for fun. This is paying myself for the future. So you need to create a new bank account or somewhere that you can store that money that you do not touch. This is money, and I stress this, this is money that you do not touch ever. It is your investment. It is your future fortune, okay? So you take a percentage of what you make out of profit and you put it into your freedom fund, your fortune fund, and you don't touch that. That is money that you do not withdraw for any reason at this point in time. It's for the future. It's for creating great wealth in your life. So a percentage, every time you get paid, instantly do this. Every time you get paid, take a percentage of that and put it into that account that you do not touch. Now, what is that account used for? It's for investments only. In cases where you're an experienced entrepreneur or business owner and you know what you're doing and you know how to identify new sources of income and good business opportunities, you can take money from that account and invest it into a new stream of income, into creating a new stream of income. But you better be sure that it's actually going to be profitable for you. If it's a gamble, if it's a high risk thing, don't touch it. Don't take it out of that account. If it's a sure thing and you know that you've been down this road before and you know you can exercise your skills and abilities to get that to earn, then you can use that to invest in it. But typically that is an investment account that you put into the stock market. You put it, it could be an IRA, it could be, just a retirement account, but you use that only for sure things, for making more money. So that is your future fortune, right? You don't take risks with it. You let it grow, you let it build, and you're constantly putting money into that. Even if you're in debt, even if you're broke, the ability to take a small percentage, even $1 or a quarter here and there, and put it somewhere and say, now I have money to my name that I will never touch, that I will never use to pay my bills, I will never use to pay my debts. That's mine. That's my money with my name on it for my future. As you watch that grow, I can't tell you the confidence that will have on you, that the boost to your confidence that will have. Because now all of a sudden you have $100 to your name, whereas before you were always just in debt. Now you have $1,000 to your name, whereas before you were just always struggling paycheck to paycheck. Now you have $10,000 to your name that you've invested and you're watching it earn and grow, and it's making more money every day, every month. And now all of a sudden you have wealth for yourself that you don't touch, that you don't have to worry about, that's never going to be paid towards bills or rent or utilities or stresses and obligations. That is yours with your name on it. That is your wealth, your common wealth that you get to hold on to. It's your fortune that you're building. Can you imagine how exciting that is when you finally have money to your name? Even if you're still in debt, even if you're still living paycheck to paycheck, you have $10,000, you have $20,000, you have $50,000 in an account that's yours, that you do not have to touch, right? So can you imagine how amazing that is? That is paying yourself first. And as an employee, you do the same thing. Every 2 weeks, you get a paycheck. Whatever percentage you've decided upon, pull it out and put it into an account that you do not touch. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, every dollar of profit that comes in, but maybe it's not separated into profit yet, so every dollar that comes in, you need to split into cost and profit, and whatever's left over that profit, you need to pull a percentage out of that and put it into your future fortune account. I hope that you're solid on that first one. Write this down and actually implement it. You can do it today. You can go log into your bank account today and take a small piece of it and put it somewhere. Even if it's $1, even if it's $25, get started today and then maintain consistently on that, and it will change your financial future forever. That is the way that you build wealth. Okay, the second one is what to do with $1, right? So we talked about that a little bit, but now let's talk about the full concept of it. Every dollar that comes in, whether you're an employee or a small business owner, every dollar of profit that you're earning needs to be split up a certain way. And it's up to you to decide how to do that. I go into some very good details on how I do that and how it's impacted and affected my life by doing it a certain way in the Foundations of Success course that I have. And also you can get an overview of it by watching the Foundations of Success overview videos that are in my playlist on Limitless North. But really quick, what I do is you're obviously have 100% of whatever you're making, whatever profit you have, and you split that up. So for me, 10% goes to tithing, goes to charity, goes to mission work, because I believe first and foremost that God is the most important thing in my life and in this world, and that I want to give back to His kingdom, to do good things, to spread love, to give back to my community, to give back to the world, to do the right thing, because ultimately everything that I'm provided with comes from Him, so I want to give back to His work, right? So 10% right off the top goes to charity. a percentage of all that goes to me, to paying myself first. Now, I started with 3%, I think, when I was financially struggling and I didn't know how to do this concept yet, and I didn't think I had any money left over. I started with 3%. Every time I got $1 in, 3% right into my account. And then 3 months later, I said, that's easy. I don't even miss that money. I thought there was no money left over. Now I'm seeing that I could do that just fine, and I don't miss it, and I'm not struggling without it. So let's go to 4%. And then every month after that, I just increased it 1%. So now I'm at 12.5%, and I'm just consistently kind of staying there right now until I create a little bit more of a foundation with other things that I'm doing. But 12.5% of everything that I make goes into my future fortune account. It goes into an investment account where I'm investing in the stock market. I'm using it to create new income streams because I know what I'm doing with that now. And the beauty of that is all these new income streams come in and bring me money, and I take that money and I put it back into my fortune account because I don't want to spend that money personally on debts and obligations and other things. I want to just put that into my future fortune account and watch that grow more and more and more. So every new income stream that I create, that I get excited about, every passive income stream that I create, pretty much 100% of that goes right back into my future fortune account. And that just creates more ability to grow and create new streams of income and new income in general, right? So I'm investing more and more all the time. Now, I also take a percentage of every dollar and I put it towards my debts, paying off my credit cards, paying off my obligations. So that's, I think, 25% I actually put back into paying off debt. And then I have a percentage that I put into a business savings account so that I can use that for new purchases for my business. I own Elevated Clothing, so I'm always trying to develop new things. And I take whatever's in that savings account and I use it for new products that I am sure that I can create a really cool thing and make more money with. So that's exciting. Then I put a percentage of it into my business checking account. So that's used to pay off credit card when I need to make big purchases, to pay athletes, to do other things, to make any big purchase decision. Finally, I have a percentage of that goes to my personal savings account. And I typically just use that for kind of having immediate access to funds that I always have a little pool I can dip into. So it's not my fortune account, it's just my personal savings account. I don't want that money in my checking because I typically could spend everything that I made if I wasn't paying attention. But that's my savings account, so I can tap into it when I need it. Last but not least, I put money into my personal checking account. So I use that to do things like paying my gas for my truck, paying rent, paying bills and utilities, going out to eat, things like that. Now, I would also encourage you to maybe put 10% aside or a small percentage aside to celebrate your victories, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're working hard at achieving goals. Every time you hit something that you're proud of, you should celebrate that goal. You should really make a mental note in your mind to enjoy the progress that you're making, because it's like psychology, Pavlov's dog. When you reward yourself for an action, it just gets ingrained in you to continue to do more and more of those actions, right? So as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, even as an employee who's working harder and harder, when you're achieving milestones, when you're doing good things, celebrate those victories along the way with a small percentage of your income. Could be 10%, could be 1%, whatever it is, but just make sure you set something aside to say, this is guilt-free spending. Every time that I need to celebrate what I'm doing, just tap into that account and spend it, and don't worry about it, because this is to reward yourself for the hard work that you've been doing, and you should be rewarded because you work so hard, and you need to be excited about working that hard. You need to see it paying off in some way. So that's the second one. Now, the third point that we're going to talk about is creating new income in your life. There are two parts of this, right? One is that you should always be focused on earning more. We tend to focus so much on budgeting, on saving. There's the latte effect that we talk about, right? If I go to Starbucks and I spend $5 every morning on coffee, if I cut that $5 out and put it into my future fortune fund, my investment account, my retirement account, over the course of 20 years or 30 years of doing that, you could become a millionaire. It could change your life forever. So it's great to know that. But we also don't want to just scrimp and budget and save and have to worry about all that. A greater way to think about it is, no. I'm not okay at the level that I'm living at. I need to make more money. I need to be a higher achiever, a higher earner. I need to be more valuable to the marketplace. And if you're watching this channel, I'm guessing that you would fall into that camp, that you want to make more of yourself than what you currently are. You want to be better. You're into personal development. You're pushing yourself. You're growing. You're developing new skills and abilities that you want to employ and make more money and hit high levels of income. So if you're focused on that, then you're always focused on creating more income in your life. And if you do that, I can't tell you exactly what to do. I mean, I could sit down with you and we could have conversations. We could find ways that you can employ your strengths to create new income in your life, to be better. But ultimately, it's up to you to think, to spend time each day visualizing who you want to be and thinking about how you can get there, how you can improve your situation, how you can make more money, how you can be better, how you can serve your boss more, serve your marketplace more, add more value, create new income. So get a journal, get a notebook, and start writing down your ideas and thinking about who you want to be. Visualize who you want to be and what kind of income you want to make, and then bridge that gap with ideas, with imagination on how to get there. So if you do that, if you're consistently focused on bettering yourself and earning more, you're going to earn more. You're going to consistently raise your station in life and make more money. And that is one of the foundations of wealth building, right? So you have to make more money, and then you can save more, you can invest more. Now you have a good foundation for what to do with that extra income. There is a natural law that says that expenditures will always rise to meet income. So you get a raise or you learn to make more money, you made $120,000 last year and now you're making $500,000, but you spent it all last year, you're going to spend it all this year. You just got a raise. Well, last month you were living at this amount of your means, like right where your income was, and now your raise put you here. Your expenses are going to rise and you're still not going to have any money left over. That's just how it works. But if you understand the fundamentals of what to do with your money, you have a strong foundation like we just talked about. You know, every dollar of profit that comes in, I do this system with it. I break it up this way. I can't spend more than I put in my personal checking account because I don't have it, because that's not allowed, because I put that money other places that it needs to go. Again, that's now your new income. So you may be making this much money, but you've allotted yourself income down here because that's what you put into your personal checking account. So now your expenditures may rise and hit that level, but ultimately you're actually up here and you're taking all this excess off the top and putting it into appropriate places and growing your wealth. Does that make sense? So now you're changing your life. Now you're earning more money, but you have a strong foundation on what to do with each dollar that comes in. And so every dollar extra that you make is 10% more, 10 cents more towards your freedom fund, 10 cents more towards charity. So you're growing the amount that you're giving back to your community. You're having a greater influence and impact on people. You're valuable to people. You have great character and integrity. You're saving some money, you're investing some money, you're spending freely a certain amount, and you're actually raising the amount that you get to celebrate with because you're raising your income level overall. So you have a strong foundation for money and wealth. And the last part of this, so those are our three concepts, the last part of this increasing your income is creating new streams of income for yourself. So every year you should be creating at least one new stream of income for yourself. You know that the average millionaire has an average of 7 streams of income. I don't know why I'm holding up 4. 7 streams of income in their life, okay? So they're not reliant on one stream of income. They may have a main primary focus, a main primary job, or a primary business that they run, but they have 7 other streams of income that are bringing money into their lives, into their household, and putting it into their freedom fund, right? So every year you should create another stream of income. The way that you do this, probably the most simple way to do this, is by taking an online course, because we're in the internet age, there's so much accessibility to you right now. Take an online course for a new way to make money. There's so many people out there showing you how they make money. Find something that intrigues you, that you're interested in, that you know that you'll commit to, and get a mentor in it. Take one of their courses and then do exactly as they show you and create a new stream of income. You know what? Even if it's only $100 a month extra, if you do that every year, you're taking a new $100 and putting it into your financial freedom account, and you're investing that, so it's going to grow Another way is your investments. Your investments should be always earning you more money. So if it's a savings account, you're getting a small percentage in. But if it's invested in the stock market, you're getting dividends and you're getting a percentage of the increase, right? So that's a stream of income. If you're investing in real estate, you now have not only houses that are, creating more equity for themselves and becoming worth more, but maybe you rent them out and your income stream is rent. So every year you should do something that creates a new stream of income for yourself. And if you do that consistently, you'll be well on your way on the path to riches and on the road to wealth and creating real wealth in your life that is sustainable, that's lasting, that puts you in a different place, that actually puts you where you want to be in your life. So I hope that inspires you. I hope you understand the foundations of wealth now. Those are 3 of them with a little extra put in there. There's so many of these that we can talk about, and that's what this channel is dedicated to, is telling you the different foundations of wealth, the habits that you can implement in your life to get there, to make sure that you actually do those effectively and efficiently. The techniques, the skills, the tips, the tricks that put you ahead in life, that make you successful, that make you a top earner, a high achiever, a person of massive action that actually does what they think about. If you can take a concept that you think about, that you dream about, that you daydream about, and actually get it to become reality, take action on it, it'll change your life. And that's what I hope to inspire you towards and motivate you towards. So thank you for watching. I'm Kai Block with Limitless North. If you enjoyed this video, tell me what you enjoyed about it in the comments below. Tell me which one of these foundations you're doing well, or you're going to step into ASAP. And tell me which ones you struggle with or you don't quite understand, and we'll discuss more depth on it. But I want to get to know you personally. That's the point of this community that we're building, is that I would get to know you personally. I'd know your struggles, your obstacles, your successes, your victories. We'd celebrate them together. We'd overcome the obstacles together. We'd talk about ways to shortcut what we're doing to become better, to become higher achievers, more effective, more efficient people, more integrity, more character, more confidence, more purpose, and more value. Right? So I'm Kai Block with Limitless North. I appreciate you being on here, and I will see you on the next one. Hi, I'm Kai Block. Welcome to Limitless North TV. I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You might ask yourself, why should I? Every week, I'll be developing and delivering quality videos focused on helping you become a high-value, high-achieving entrepreneur, to earn more and increase your income, to build and grow your wealth, and to make insightful and impactful changes to the way that you live your life and run your businesses. You will be challenged. You will be inspired. I will motivate you to hit that next level in your life, to overcome your obstacles, and to quit struggling through your mediocrity. But most importantly, I'll be developing and delivering strategies and ideas, tips, tricks, habits, and tools that you can begin implementing in your life today to see the success and the change that you've been hoping for. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss a single episode, and I will see you on the next one. I guarantee you, and I promise you, that you won't regret it. Welcome to Limitless North.